Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're tackling Dr. Wayne Dyer and this whole concept of intention, but not just like setting goals. We're going deeper.
Deeper, yeah, using excerpts from his book, The Power of Intention, actually.
Exactly. So strap in because it's about to get pretty insightful.
It is, because we're talking about intention as an energy field.
Whoa, okay. Energy field.
Yeah, an energy field, a field of infinite possibilities, to be more precise. See, it's less about, like, a to-do list, and more about aligning yourself with this sort of universal force.
Okay, so less about crossing things off and more about tapping into something bigger.
Right, exactly. You see, Dyer says that focusing on the why behind our desires is what connects us to that energy field.
The why, huh?
Yeah, it's like, imagine plugging into a universal power source. He even uses this really cool analogy. He compares it to a farmer planting a seed. They don't just like stick it in the ground and then just micromanage every little bit of its growth, right?
No, of course not.
They nurture it, right? They create the right conditions, and they trust the seed to do its thing, to unfold.
I love that. It takes a lot of pressure off to think about it like that.
It does.
But how do we actually connect with this energy field?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Dyer talks about the 7 faces of intention.
7 faces. It's like intention has a personality or
It
something.
does. It's like intention has a whole profile,
Interesting.
So you've got creativity, kindness, love, beauty, expansion, abundance, and receptivity.
That's a lot to unpack.
It is. And it's not like separate goals, It's more about these being expressions of this one core energy.
So it's not about checking them off a list. It's more about embodying those qualities.
You got it. For example, Dyer talks about abundance, and it's not just about, money and stuff. It's more about this overflowing feeling of gratitude for what you already have.
Okay, I could see that. Like appreciating the good things you already have.
Exactly. He tells this great story about this woman who always felt like she was struggling financially. And then she shifted her focus to being grateful for the abundance of love in her life, her health, her talents. And you know what? Opportunities started popping up everywhere. She even got a better job.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is. It's about that internal shift first, changing your perspective, and then the external world kind of, aligns with that.
Makes sense.
It does. What about receptivity? What do you think about that one?
Honestly, I don't know much about that one. Fill me in. What's the deal with receptivity?
Receptivity is being open to all those possibilities, new ideas, new experiences.
So being open to the universe kind of guiding you.
Exactly. But also being open to feedback, even the tough stuff. The kind of criticism that makes you a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, no one really enjoys that.
Right, but it's about being willing to learn and grow from it. He uses this analogy, comparing it to, like, a radio receiver. Think about it. If it's tuned to the right frequency, you get a crystal clear signal. But if it's all staticky...
The message gets all messed up.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. But doesn't all this focus on positivity seem a little, well, naive? What about all the negative stuff we have to deal with?
Dyer tackles that head on. He doesn't shy away from it. You see, he says we all have that ego.
You know, that little voice in your head that's always second-guessing?
Yeah. That voice that focuses on all the fear, the lack, and the separation. But it's not about pretending it's not there. It's about learning to manage it.
So not just telling it to shut up.
Uh-huh. No, not quite.
So what do we do? How do we manage this ego?
Dyer suggests we cultivate certain things.
Like what?
Things like humility, gratitude, mindfulness.
Basically, all those good vibes.
Right. Recognizing those limiting beliefs, that stem from the ego, and choosing to focus on a different perspective.
So, like, if you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, you can shift to thinking about things you're grateful for.
Exactly. And even asking yourself, is this thought really serving me? If not, let it go.
I like that. Really makes you think.
It does.
Now, how does all this tie into the whole raising your vibrational frequency idea? I've heard him talk about that. To be honest, that one always sounded a bit out there to me.
I get it. It can sound a bit woo-woo, but it's really a powerful concept when you break it down.
Break it down for me then. What's the deal with vibrational frequencies?
Think of it like this. Emotions are energy, and different emotions have different frequencies. So love, joy, gratitude, all those positive feelings, those have a higher frequency. While fear, anger, resentment, those have a lower frequency. And get this, like attracts like.
So if you're feeling grateful and positive, you're going to attract more of those good things.
Exactly. It's about becoming a magnet for the things we desire. Align your energy with them and they'll come.
Okay, I think I get it. So where do practices like visualization and meditation fit into all of this?
That's where Dyer really gets practical. These practices, they help us quiet the mind, connect with our true selves, and really clarify our desires.
So they're like tools to help us tap into that higher frequency.
Exactly. They help us tune in and get clear.
Do you have any tips for someone who's totally new to meditation? I've tried it a few times, and I just can't seem to quiet my mind.
Don't worry about getting it perfect right away. It's a practice. Start small. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing can make a difference. There are tons of guided meditations online too. Experiment. Find what feels right for you.
And don't give up. Keep going.
Consistency is key. Remember, small steps done consistently can lead to huge changes.
So true.
And at the end of the day, remember, intention is not just about checking things off a list. It's about cultivating a certain way of being, aligning yourself with that universal energy field. It's big picture stuff.
Big picture indeed. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Dyer's work, here's a question to ponder. If you could tap into this field of infinite possibilities, what would you create in your life? What kind of energy do you want to bring to your work, your relationships, your entire existence? Think about it. And until next time, keep those good vibes flowing.
Keep them flowing.